Hello, Santa Rita Middle School gifted and talented students. Today we are going over lesson 6, which is ranking the rocks. Follow along with me for our Alabraska lesson for today. Today we will be going over the characteristics of rocks. Remember this, we are in a hurry and we can't concern ourselves with looks as much as we need to do the structure of the bunker. Remember, we're trying to save all those people from getting killed by the asteroid. That means that some rock characteristics will be more important than others. Here are the 5 things we're going to be looking at as we look at those different kinds of areas of Alabraska and all their different underlying geological rock foundations. Hardness, color, granular, porosity, and luster. Some of those words may be unfamiliar to you, so let's go over them together. Hardness is self-evident, right? How hard or soft is a rock? Pumice, is a very, very brittle rock and has lots of holes in it. You don't really want to make an asteroid out of pumice, a cavern that's going to protect you from that asteroid, right? Caverns built in that soft rock are likely to collapse. However, on the other extreme, the hardest of rocks, right, like that gneiss, that might be too difficult to dig or build in with the tools that the people of Alabraska have to get that cavern ready before that asteroid strikes. So you're going to need to strike that balance between hardness and able to build in. Color. So all your choices of rocks for where you're going to choose to make that cavern. Color's not going to be really important for surviving the asteroid, but it may help the people feel happier about where they are. They're going to be stuck underground for a long time. So they're probably going to want to be somewhere that has some happy color. That's going to be maybe not as important as some of these other things, but you never know. Granular, okay? If the rock that you are evaluating, if it's very granular, it's not going to be as strong as some of those other rocks. So think about how that's going to impact that cavern that we're building. Porosity, remember that? That's bringing up that pumice again, right? If it has holes in it, rocks with holes are going to allow water to penetrate, and they're just pretty weak. Luster, right? Luster is how shiny, how a rock gleams. Again, that's not going to be critical for the design or the construction, but maybe it's going to raise the people's spirits. So those are those 5 things you're going to be going over. All right, looking ahead, you're going to be evaluating those rocks based on how hard they are, the color, the granulosity, or how granular something is, how porous that rock is, and the luster it has. You're going to be looking at that axis of the for hardness on one side and how desirable a rock is. It's going to be on the other side. All right. And as you see, here's that desirability chart. You can compare your rock ID, your chart, to this desirability chart to see how desirable that area that you want to build is. All right, as you can see, color and luster are not so important. So you can go ahead and give 0 points as you're filling out that graph to all rocks on these 2 categories. Now for the other characteristics, you're going to need your table from lesson 5, so be sure you have that available. Look at the hardness for each rock and use the graph to assign a value. For example, if the rock had a hardness of 3, you're going to need to give it a value of 6. Granular means they look like small pieces pressed together, and porosity, as you recall, is like that pumice. Does it have holes or not? Can we go back to this desirability chart, and you're going to compare that area where you decided to make your bunker, those 3 areas, and you're going to narrow it down to 1. You want a very desirable area. All right. Once you've picked those 3 sites down, during lesson 4, you're going to go back today and you're going to retrieve all this information and you're going to evaluate it, right? Now, remember, we're only going to look at those top three rocks. We're going to review the geological map of Alabraska. We're going to find out that type of rock that our bunker's sitting on. We're going to write down that ranking for that rock on your paper. Was that a good site according to your rock ranking? If yes, then you have permission to keep that site. However, if your answer is no, you're going to need to backtrack a little bit and research a new site that sits over better rocks. Remember, sand and gravel are the worst options for building your cabin. So you do not want to choose anything with sand or gravel. All right, friends, I look forward to seeing the sites that you chose, those three most desirable areas, and where you have finally decided you're going to build that cavern, that bunker underground to protect all your people from Alabraska. Have a great day.